Jim Norton is not a doctor. He's not an expert. He's not even a good person. The views, opinions, advice, and humor of Jim Norton does not reflect those of any doctor, of SiriusXM, of Opie Radio, or anyone else. They are solely those of Jim Norton, Lyle Chipperson, Edgar Mellencamp, Paul Hargis, and whoever else lives in that chinless head of his. If any of this advice goes wrong, you are the asshole who called a comedian instead of a doctor.
An icon in comedy, a fighter for freedoms, an accomplished entertainer, and a pervert. You've got problems, he's got problems. You've got questions, he's got answers, some of which are good. Call now, 866-WOW-1-WOW. That's 866-969-1969. This is the Jim Norton Show.
Hello. How are you? Good? I'm well. From now on, I'm going to do my show like I'm just talking to a friend. Phones are already lit. So let's just say things are pretty good on my end. I had a decent week. All this pressure of moving. I'm not moving yet. It will be a while. But all this adult shit I hate doing. You know, there's always that part of me that panics and wants to just go, I'm fucking up. I can't, I just want to stay in my little safe zone. You know, you get in these comfortable places and you don't want to do anything but stay in that comfortable place. But again, there's already a lot of phone calls. So let me start with Bryce in Dallas. What's up, Bryce? Hey, are you Ron Howard's daughter? Oh, wrong Bryce. What's up, buddy?
People told me I looked like him when I was a kid, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hey, Jim, the greatest piece of audio I've ever heard in my entire life was your incredible meltdown with Derek Jeter. Mm-hmm. I just thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever heard. And I was wondering, A, have you run into him since that happened? And B, if you still hate him?
No and no. To be honest, I actually regret that. Not because it cost me any career problems or anything, but it was one of those things where I just kind of reacted like a dick. And
it's so funny.
But Jeter was a dick. Don't get me wrong. He wasn't nice. But
yeah,
to get my picture signed, and I wasn't trying to avoid spending $100. I just didn't think of it. Like I saw he was doing that, but I should have just paid the $100, got him to sign it because it was for charity.
Well, what made you so mad was he was signing stuff for like hot chicks and ignoring you.
Yes, well, at the end he was, but
yeah,
still, I should have handled that differently. Just because, it was a big charity event. It wasn't like he was just doing, nothing. But I didn't like the way the Yankees were sectioned off from everybody. So don't invite us all to the same thing and then section them off. So, I think I overreacted.
Yeah.
I certainly don't hate Jeter. He's one of the greatest Yankees of all time. He's certainly the greatest Yankee shortstop of all time. And he gave me a lot of years of pleasure. I don't think he was a particularly nice guy. And I've heard other stories about him not being particularly nice. But then again, I've heard a million stories about how great he is too. Oh, dude, fucking Jeter was so nice. He met my sick cousin, So my experience wasn't amazing, but again, I didn't handle it well. All right. Thank you, Bryce.
Hey, real quick trivia question. Do you remember the one Yankee you said was the only good guy on the team?
Probably Jason Giambi when I met him.
Yeah, exactly right. Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
All right, buddy. Be good. Lyle in Atlanta. Hey, what's up? That's my name. I'm not from Atlanta. What are you, freaknicking or something?
What's happening, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Jimmy, you think there's any legitimacy to a lot of the outrage on, the Reddit forums about, the direction of the show since Ant's departure?
Well, there's always legitimacy to fans' opinions. I mean, fans are allowed to have their opinions. Some of it, I think, and I've said this a million times, some of it, I think, is fair, and I understand why they feel that way. And then some of it almost is just stuff that feeds on other people being angry or them being angry about something else. It's almost like when you look at, certain black comics. You get guys that, had all this 1970s racial material. There's a lot of outrage. But then you see guys now doing stuff that made sense of the 70s, but it seems like second generation manufactured outrage. So I think some of it is that too. But my main issue, here's my problem. I don't have as much a problem with people. Like, I think message board people in a weird way are slightly irritating because they use fake names. I've said that for many, many years. And, you know, they're saying things they're afraid to say as themselves. However, I don't really go to it. So they're not coming to my front door and knocking on my front door. So I really don't care what they say. Like when I attack people, I think people on Twitter are douchebags. It's a different thing because a lot of times they're coming because they want to say something to me. But if you're on a message board, I don't have to go and read what you say, so you can say whatever the fuck you want. So it depends on what you mean, dude. Do I think some of it is legit? Sure. I mean, I get why they miss Anthony. I miss Anthony, you know. But then there's times where I'll say that, and the reaction is like, well, if he missed it. And then sometimes they just say things like childish, this is my job. Like, I know you guys love the show, or you used to love the show, but what do you think? We're just guys that get together as a hobby? Like, it's a way to make a living. And I think the radio show or any form of entertainment represents something to people. Like when Metallica cut their hair, people said they were faggots. You know what I mean? Like hardcore fans said, those faggots. Because I think what happens is when the band changes, in a way it makes you feel like you're getting older too. So I think the fact
with a show, you have, tens of hours invested. With a radio show, or at least this one in particular, you got guys who have thousands of hours and years invested in it. And then to see it change overnight was kind of a really dynamic thing. And Opie kind of, by his own admission, kind of said that he wanted to change the direction of the show before Ant's termination or anything. And I think people kind of found that to be, and I'm speaking on other people's behalf, but I felt like a lot of people felt like it was almost deliberate. Like that's why he didn't advocate more strongly for Anthony. And
you know, it's funny, dude.
I'm speaking secondhand. So,
yeah. No, I understand. But when I hear that, it's like no matter what answer I give, it's not the right answer because it's not going to be what people want to hear. Because people want me to go, that's right, fuck Opie. He was dying for Ant to get fired. But I was talking to him at that time. I was on the phone with him. And we both were pretty sure that we were going to get shit canned too. To be honest with you, I didn't.
Why don't you think any of that stuff, like more of that stuff, came to the radio?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, I mean, you talk like when they kind of had their blow up a few months back with the Ant did his AMA and then Opie kind of responded, and that was kind of it. But
well, hold on, let me answer you first.
Let me answer not to really address.
Let me answer you first. I'll answer that for you. Let me answer your first question first, which is no, I don't think. They had so many differences, dude. Now they've both been really open about it. But no, Opie was not like, oh, good, he's gone. Now I can do. It just wasn't like that. And I remember talking to him, and I remember the vibe he had when we were talking, like when neither one of us even knew if we were going to continue or if we were going to be allowed to continue or what was going to happen to us. It wasn't like this is an opportunity. It just wasn't like that. And I was talking to him in the moment. And no one was listening but me. He would have said it. That wasn't the tone of it. And why didn't they air their grievances, dude? For the same reason that when the Rolling Stones go on stage, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards don't spit on each other. Like that, when Keith is singing Satisfaction, there's probably times where Keith Richards wants to lean into the microphone and go, fuck you, princess. Fuck you, princess. And sometimes Keith probably wants to look at him and go, we would have died years ago, you drug addict. But they don't talk to each other that way because they're in a band. And just because the Opie and Anthony show was an honest forum and we told the truth about it, it's like you can't just go on the air and scream at each other every day or the show would have fallen apart. Like, and again, there's times where those guys had feelings I didn't even know about. I got to run, dude, because I got a bunch of calls. But there were certain times I was aware of everything that was happening with them. And then there was other times where I really wasn't. But I think it's just like it is a job. And you're performing together. So, if you're mad at each other, they can't go on the fucking radio every day and go, fuck you, fuck you. Should they have aired it sooner? Absolutely. Because, again, it's like beating cancer. You get it out of your system. All right?
All right. Appreciate it, Jimmy. You have a good one, man. Love you.
All right. XO, Lyle. Thanks for calling. Let's see here. Mark in North Carolina. What's up, Mark? Enlisted in cuckolding. Ooh. Oh, interested in cuckolding, I'm going to guess. Enlisted. It's not a fucking branch of the service, you phone screener. Hello, Mark.
Hey, Jimmy. Love your show. I figured of all people you'd be able to help me or explain or guide me somewhat. My wife had a couple of affairs last year that finally has come to light.
Okay.
And, of course, I was angry, bitter, and hurt.
Sure.
But when she started telling me some of the things, I ended up wanting more details. And the more details that I got, the more excited I got.
Let me ask you a quick, had you ever cheated on her?
I'm sorry, say again?
Had you ever cheated on her?
Yes.
Okay, so you kind of knew, like, yeah, goose gander, LOL. Now, what was the details she gave you? Because you were asking details, probably to punish yourself, the same way I've done. I used to ask how big their ex-boyfriends' dicks were because I wanted it to hurt my feelings. It was really weird. It was like I'm comfortable in misery, and I'm comfortable feeling unhappy, and I'm comfortable feeling like I'm less than and in pain. So I would ask these questions, and like this one girl I dated said her ex had a giant dick. And it really hurt me. I was like, fuck, I couldn't measure up. And it ruined our relationship. So the next time a girl told me that about her ex, because they never want to answer it at first. You keep probing and probing. And she told me, and I could feel myself ready to sabotage the relationship. And then that thing happened where I was like, fuck, this dirty girl took a big dick, like a fucking porno dick, and I sexualized it, and I made it hot. So taking something painful and making it hot is maybe what you did when she started telling you that. Because this way you can salvage your marriage and not go, oh, fuck, this sucks. Like, you take something that hurts and you make it kind of hot, and then you could just look at it in a perverted way.
Yeah, because that's what I've been doing. But now I'm getting to the point of where that does excite me. I've been watching cuckold porn, and that might be something that I would be interested in trying.
Hey, what detail got you, though? Like, what was it she said that made you go like, oof, that's kind of good?
I think it was when she said that when she was sucking them off, that she swallowed their cum like a good girl.
Did she really say like a good girl?
Yes.
Now, what made her get to that detail with you? Like, did she know she was turning you on a little? Or, cause like, you know, if you guys are having a tearful argument, like, I'm sorry, I did it, I swallowed his cum like a good girl, would be kind of psychotic. How did that actually come about?
Yeah, actually, we were laying in bed talking and touching each other, and it was a little sexual, but I was just curious about the whole thing, and then she would say something, then I would ask more details, and then after she said that, then I would ask more details from that, and that's how it kind of ended up like that.
Well, I definitely get it, dude. I've done it, although not because of infidelity, just because, you know, of my probing, nosy questions. And I think it's pretty hot that you can take something like that. And, you know, I think it's better if you're married to be straight up with each other. But that's a way for you both to explore. You can explore the dirtier side. You could probably talk about other girls. I think it's really great. Again, how would I be able to do it in a marriage? I don't know. I'll tell you, I did it with one girl I dated, like a couple girls I dated, like we saw other couples, and I watched my girlfriend and the other guy's girlfriend blowing him, and then the two girls blew me while he watched. And then one girl I was with, I watched her blow a guy, and you know, the fucking seemed a little too personal. Like, you know what I mean? It just, I wasn't ready for that. And it was really hot. But one time we did it, and I was getting a little bit uncomfortable. Like, that can happen in those situations where I was kind of feeling a little left out. Like, I was like, it was just making me slightly jealous. And I kind of wanted, I wasn't mad, and I wasn't like, fuck this, I can't do it. But I kind of ended the experience sooner than she wanted me to. And again, in a cool and she was a little annoyed at me. And I was pissed that she was annoyed at me. And that really hurt our relationship because I was pissed, like, look, we're in this together. So if one of us doesn't feel right and we want to end it, we should be able to do it totally comfortably and totally with the support of our other partner. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the only thing. Like, if you guys do that shit, just make sure that she may go, I can't do it. Don't give her shit on the way home. Or don't, you know what I mean? Don't go like, what the fuck, just be cool and go, okay, no problem. I'm glad we got as far as we did. Like, my ex, I kind of wished had done that. You know what I mean? It was frustrating. And it's years and years ago. So that was in my I'm 47 now. I was in my early 30s. I probably would have handled that differently if I had experienced it a couple, you know what I mean? Like, had I been more experienced with that shit, I would have handled that differently in that moment. But that was when I first started doing it. And I didn't know how to handle it. And I didn't know how to talk to her about it and tell me what bothered her and tell her what bothered her, what bothered me. So that's all. Just be open and communicate. And I think it's cool.
Very cool. Well,
right.
Jimmy, I appreciate it. Love the show. I look forward to every Wednesday.
Thank you very much. Be good.
All right.
Good luck.
Oh, by the
man.
way,
yes, sir.
happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, mister. Hi, Michelle in PA. What's up, Michelle? A girl. Hello.
Oh, this is actually very funny timing because I am 32. I've been married for 10 years. My husband is an absolute cuckold, and I'm very much a slut. And I spend a lot of time, my free time during the day, I'm just a housewife, fooling around with other men. And I've been offered...
What is your husband doing while you do this?
He's at work.
Now, are you taking pictures or telling him about all of it?
Definitely. Not all the time, but I make videos and take pictures and things like that. And my question is, I date married men. I'm married. I don't really have an issue with that.
Sure.
And the volume of available men to me is so high.
Sure.
This sounds terrible, but it's true, that I've been offered money a lot. And I'm wondering, am I just being an idiot for not taking money? Should I take money? And if so, what does a hooker even cost? I don't even know.
To be honest with you, just taking money doesn't make you a hooker. I know that sounds like a crazy distinction, but there is a big difference. And there are so many women who I know are not hookers. They're like students, or they want to, they want to go to graduate school, or they're strippers, whatever it is they are. They want to make a little extra money. I think it depends on how you feel about it. Like, taking money does change things a little bit. So make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. Like, are you, like, I think it's hot if a woman takes money because she's being perverted and she likes the idea of it. I don't think it's hot if someone's kids are hungry and they have to do this to eat and they don't want to do it. Like,
right. I'm not in that situation.
I know that. And a lot of people who are against prostitution, who hate prostitution, refuse to acknowledge that there are a lot of women who think like you do, who are actually pretty perverted and want to do it. So just make sure that your motives are good. That's all I'd suggest. But, there's a legal aspect to it, too, and you might not want to go down that road. But I look, if you're just being dirty and you're acting out of fantasy, like I want to get paid to suck a dick or whatever it is, then do it, as long as you know that's not, who you are, what you have to do for a living. If you're just being perverted, why is that unhealthy? As long as your husband's cool with it and you're safe, you know what I mean, and you're not putting yourself in any kind of danger, why is that considered unhealthy, but being a free-spirited sexual being and fucking somebody for free considered healthy? Do you know what I mean? So, but again, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. That's all I would say. Don't take it and then get addicted to it and start fucking people you don't want to fuck. I think if you're going to do it, it should be with somebody who you think is kind of hot and you want it to fuck anyone, and this is just a perverted, almost role play thing.
That's a really good idea. That's actually really good advice.
Because then you see how you feel about it. And you'll never go like, why did I do that? Like, I never want anybody regretting sexual interactions with me. Like, you know what I mean? And I've said this before, but there's a whole predatory angle on sexuality. And I don't even mean pedophiles or anything like that, but I mean just regular people who go out and fuck. And they like to prey on people's sadness or weakness, or they like to prey on desperation. And that's kind of fucking sickening. Like, I like people like you who are feeling perverted of your own free will and just want to be a fucking dirty, or like that guy's wife who was fucking in bed with him saying, I swallowed the other guy's cum like a dirty girl. Ooh, right. Is she a good egg?
That's what I was thinking. I was so excited when I heard that. They can totally make that work. We've been doing it.
All right. Thank you very much, Michelle. Joe in Boston, I know you're right. I 100% know you're right. Joe, say it.
Jimmy, I love you. Stop clearing your nose. You're killing my erection.
You're 100% right. Dude, the whole time, they put a cough button in here for me because I fucking sniffle so much. I try not to. I have terrible sinuses. And I did get over a cold recently. Like, I was actually losing my voice at Caroline's on the Saturday early show. And on the late show, I did like 6 minutes less than I normally would have done because my voice started going. I've been congested. So my apologies, dude. I know I'm doing it. Hold on. Can you hear it right now? Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, I thought I was covering it. I was actually putting my hand over the fucking mic. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, I just heard you on the Jamie Jasper podcast. He's got a great thing going on there, and you sounded awesome.
I love Jamie, man. He's a really good broadcaster. He's a great talker. And again, I'm really sorry. I really thought I was covering it. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Oh, God damn it. You see, I just had my hand over the mic. Don Wickland, if you're listening, of course you're listening. Your pants are probably around your ankles, enjoying my rosy voice. Please get me the cough button that's fixed, because I really thought I was doing a good job by covering this, and meanwhile I was just snorting into all your ears. So I will acknowledge I am a terrible broadcaster, and I would like my cough button back. Joe, thanks for the call.
I love you, Jimmy.
Goodbye, you little angel. I love you. Hey, Anthony in L.A., someone who was a dick to you died. What's up, man?
Yeah, man, it was kind of fucked up. But how you doing, Jim, man? You do a great show, and I just wanted to say that your last special was fucking awesome. I was shocked how good it was after the last one.
Thank you, man. I'm very happy. Yeah, if you did like the one before it and you did like this most recent one, I appreciate that, because, you always strive to get better, and you always try, you want to make your game better. So thanks, man.
Yeah, dude, you're top 5 in my book. I hope you come down to California more often. I know you don't come down here too often, but, man, I love it when you
I'll be in Irvine in a couple weeks, buddy. I'll be in Irvine in a couple weeks.
That's right. I saw that. I'll be there. Hey,
so someone who's addicted to you died. How is he a dick to you, the guy?
Oh, it was actually a chick. But what happened was a couple years back, I tried to start like a little promotional company with my brother-in-law.
Okay.
So we set up, we made a lot of connections, we met a lot of people. And there's this particular lady that he knew for a while. And I kind of knew her. She wasn't like a great friend of mine, but I was having a conversation with my sister about this lady because she recently died. So what had happened was that she was trying to get him to give her like $10,000 to do some kind of job for her. She was like asking for money or whatever. It sounded like bullshit to me. So I told him, you know what, don't trust this lady. So come to find out, like maybe a week later, that she stole money for some other person. So when my sister told me that she had died, I was like, good, fuck her, she's a thief. Like,
how'd she die?
She had a heart attack.
And your question is kind of, should you be honest with people and say,
yeah, it was should I be like, should I be like fake about it and be like, that's a bad thing, like everybody is when somebody dies, or should I be like, you know what, she's a shitty person, fuck her.
It's funny, man. It's like, I don't believe never speak ill of the dead, but it doesn't benefit you. Like, it's a weird line. Like Patrice, when Patrice died, people asked Lisa Lampanelli about it. Now, Patrice was actively nasty to Lisa. I think at the end he felt really bad about it. But he wasn't nice to her, and he was unpleasant to her a lot. And she was like, look, I mean, she never said I was glad he died. She's like, he was funny, but the guy was a dick to me, so he was an asshole to me. What do you want me to say? Now that he's dead, I should say he was nice to me. Like, and she was right. But that's different when you have an actively ongoing. But it wasn't like she went on radio shows and just trashed him and fuck him, I don't care that he's dead. And she had a reason not to like him. And Patrice knew she had a reason not to like him. And he felt bad about it. So if this was just a woman who was a thief and shitty, okay, she's dead. If someone says, how do you feel about her? You could say you don't like her. But if someone says she died, man, you're not being fake if you go, all right, I heard that. Or, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to wallow in, oh my God, God bless her, thoughts and prayers. But sometimes it doesn't benefit you at all just to go, good, I'm glad she's dead, fuck her. Because, like, for what? Like, there's no, you know what I'm saying, dude? Like, Like,
I kind of, because, like, I'm not thinking about it in the sense of, like if it would benefit me that she died or something like that. But I'm just more like, like, just to be sincere, my gut reaction was, like, fuck her. Like, she stole money from people. She took advantage of people, and she stole money from people.
Well, yeah.
And she's dead, and then everybody's just like, well, the two things that people either do is like, oh, I feel bad, or the other thing is that they just don't say anything, like, oh, well, okay, But I was just like,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just like, like why do people feel like they have to be like remorseful or feel bad for them because they're dead? Like the older I get, because I'm 27 years old, the older I get, the more people are dying around me, which kind of sucks. But the thing is that a lot of shitty people have died.
Sure.
A lot of people that they weren't good to me in my life, and like I don't think that I should feel bad or like I should feel remorseful or that I should feel, or I should even be pleasant or like I feel like I should tell the truth. You know what? This person was a shitty person, and they got what they deserve.
There's a lot of people. Well, I guess it all depends on the severity of their offense. All right, she was a thief and she was cunty. I think the reason people are nice when people die, we all tend to be gentler when people die about their relationship. Right. It's because the finality of death that's the end game. Like, almost like while we're here, we're all bickering, but almost like, and again, Hitler is one thing, or a rapist or a child, but like, once you're dead, it's like, Jesus Christ, like, that's it, man. Like, that's all she wrote. There's nothing left to be said. If someone says, hey, what was your relationship with Liker? Then you should be truthful. Hey, man, how did she treat you? Then you should be truthful. You don't have to lie and dishonor your experience with her. But if someone just goes, yeah, Becky died, they're not necessarily asking you to kind of launch into a tirade on her true nature. So I don't think you're being phony by going, yeah, I heard that. If they ask you how you felt about it, you can be truthful but diplomatic. But you can be truthful, but you don't might want to say, fuck her, I'm glad she's dead. Maybe be diplomatic and go, I didn't have a good, because there's other people, dude, who she might have been really good to. So, handle it however you want.
Okay, I agree with you there. But do you think that as you gotten older, that your opinion changed? Like, if I were to ask you the same question 20 years ago, like, say you were 27 years old, would you have a different answer?
Yeah, of course, because so many more people I know have died. And so many more, and I'm much closer to fucking death than I was 20 years ago. Although you never technically know how close you are. But sure, my attitude about death has changed a lot. Because when you're younger, you feel invincible, and you feel like death is this, again, it's a fucking intangible thing. Like that's why I smoked when I was 27. Fuck it, I'll die someday. Only the good die young. I was fucking Chip Chipperson in my 20s. But as I get older, I realize that death is definitely something that is real and is going to happen. And I always kind of knew that, like in the atmosphere somewhere. But now I know it differently. I know it in a way I have a lot of human faces to put on it, and a lot of close faces, and a lot of relationships that I no longer have because of death. So it's a lot more real now. So I look at it slightly differently.
Right. Well, I agree with you there. Yeah, I think that probably over time it'll change. But thanks a lot for answering my question. I just wanted to get a different opinion. And by the way, man, I didn't mean like your last special wasn't good, but I was just shocked at how fast you pumped out 2 funny ass specials. And I was
thanks, man. Well, thank you.
And I try to spread the word about you, man. You're my top 5 in my book, and I go to the comedy clubs a lot. And you're so fucking funny in person.
Thanks, Anthony. Thank you very much, buddy. Hey, by the way, we've always talked about the movie Network. There's a great scene at the end of Network. William Holden has an amazing scene with Faye Dunaway where she's the fucking, 38-year-old fucking sexy TV executive, and he's the 65-year-old getting ready to retire or recently retired broadcast veteran. They have an affair, and they're breaking up. And, she's this fucking cold-hearted cunt, and he's talking about how he needs her to be a person, and he needs her because he feels vulnerable. And she's just a fucking, she's a fucking dead-eyed TV bitch, and she just can't be there. But he's talking about what death means and how death now has a face. And it's a really, really great monologue. And then he gives her a great monologue about what's wrong with TV and how they break everything down into seconds and commercial breaks. It's just fucking awesome, the last 20 minutes of Network. I'm babbling. Let's see here. How about Brian in Massachusetts?
Me.
Hi, Brian.
Question for you. Having sex with this girl, can't come, and I don't know what the fuck the deal is. I don't know if it's I'm beating off too much, the porno thing. I just figured I'd ask you, maybe have a little 2 cents for me.
Well, let me ask you, can you keep your erection with this girl, or do you lose it?
No, erection's not a problem. That's never been an issue.
So you keep the erection, and you cannot come. So when you're watching porno, what scene do you shoot to, typically?
Kind of, whatever my mood is. Nothing like, there's nothing not like I like one particular thing over another. It's whatever, and it's not like I can't come with her. It's just that, like, sometimes I can, and then, like, a couple nights ago we were doing it, and she was just like, are you going to come? And I was like, oh, no. Now the pressure's on.
Well, that's exactly what it is. Excuse me. It's because when you're jerking off, it's just me, myself, and I. And then I have this fucking interloper, this other fucking living thing with feelings. I'm like, what? That's why for me, sometimes I want jerking off instead of sex. You get so addicted, especially with online porn, man, because there's so many fucking rabbit holes you can go down. I got addicted to that shit. Like, I mean, I was always addicted to jerking off, but like when you're watching that, you can just go forever, and you can stop and start, and you don't have to answer to anybody. You can think however you want. You can stop if you want. You can play with your nipples. You can play with your ball, whatever you want to do. You know, you got this other fucking person in the room. They have needs. It's hard to just jerk off with another person, like literally using them as a fleshlight. So then when they want you to do something, it's the lack of control, and it's having to consider somebody else's feelings. So I think sometimes that's what the hard part is.
I mean, like, I feel like I go down on her, and she's all satisfied. She wants me to be satisfied, and obviously I do too. But then, she'll go to sleep or leave or whatever the case is. I'll put on porno, and boom, done in a minute,
Have you ever jerked off to porn with her there?
No.
So why don't you try, there's something called bridging, which I've had to use. So why don't you say this? If she goes, I want you to come, say, here's an idea, pig. You got to talk to her like that. She'll think you're cute. Say, I'm going to watch some porn, lick my balls while I jerk off, or suck the head of my cock while I jerk off, or just put your mouth there like a fish. Dude, you see that thing, Jay? It's dying! Like that fucking thing from the video this morning. And then maybe you can bridge it and jerk off to porn with her there and start using her in that moment together. And then then it will bridge it into making it easier for you to come with her.
Right. It makes sense. Now I'm just thinking maybe I should just cut down the porno, too. Not that I feel like I watch it all the time, but...
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. That would actually be... It's funny, you gave much better advice to yourself than I did. Instead of just telling you to cut down the porno. But, I mean, that's another way of doing it. Yeah, you could just live a healthier life.
Oh, that's one way. I appreciate it, Jimmy. I've seen all your specials. I go to them when they're in Somerville. You're the man. I can't say enough, Brian. So I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate it. Nick in Tennessee. What's up, buddy? Hi, Nick.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm just wondering how hard it is to be a Jim Norton apprentice.
Now, a Jim Norton apprentice would be doing what?
Anything you ask.
Well, I mean, I really don't need one, to be honest with you. I don't have an assistant. Kenny does a lot of the road travel and stuff like that. So he's like kind of like my road manager, and he'll do like some assistant things, but I don't really need an apprentice, dude. What would there be nothing to do for me, honestly?
True. I'm just a huge fan. I
appreciate that. No, Kenny's too OCD. He'd drive you crazy. Did you make the call for Mr. Norton? You'd be like, oh, fuck Jim. So, don't worry about it, dude. But I appreciate... You want to be a Jim Norton apprentice? When I'm in your area, you come out to the show and you walk up and you go, hello, Jim. And I'll say, hello, my little helper. Thank you very much.
Well, right? You need to come to Tennessee.
I certainly will. I think I have something in Tennessee coming up. I'm not exactly sure when, but I will be down there, okay?
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're a good egg. Thanks. Let's see here. How about Justin and Sanny Franny? They love when you call it that. What's up, Justin?
How's it going, Jim?
Justin or Justice?
Justice.
Oh, hello, buddy.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
So I've been smoking weed and drinking since I was about 12. I'm 21 now. And recently, past couple of years, every time I'm high, I smoke weed every night. Every time I'm high, I get extreme anxiety. I'm antisocial. I can't speak with people. But every night I still have the same craving to get high. And I'm just sort of wondering, how do you get past that boredom? And I can't seem to shake it.
Well, it went away. I mean, for a while when I quit, I was afraid that I would never enjoy anything. And I think that's one of the things that keeps people doing stuff. Is there's going to be a vacuum with the time. But, when you just think of the paranoia. Like, that's the boredom you won't have. Like, boredom or total paranoia. I mean, the boredom, you can fill your time with other things. The paranoia is there. And that's the worst part about it. I was a paranoid pot smoker, too, dude. I could not enjoy it. I love the feeling of it, but I got ultra paranoid.
Well, the other issue is it surrounds me in my life. My parents smoke weed. All my friends smoke weed. It's a cultural thing. And it's really tough to step away from that.
Yeah, it is. It's not easy, but don't forget, I know a lot of people that smoke pot. I know a lot of people that smoke cigarettes. I'm in clubs every night where they drink liquor. You don't have to do what they're doing. You can do only what you want to do. You don't like the effects of it anymore. So if you're stopping and you don't like the effects of it, let them smoke all they want. Maybe it affects them differently. But it's not working for you anymore. So if it's not working for you, you're not giving up anything terrific.
Right. All right. Well,
okay.
Thanks, Jim.
Good luck, man.
Thanks.
All right, buddy. You're welcome. Thank you. Let's see here. How about Daniel in Tennessee? Met a gal online. Hi, Danny.
What's up, Jim?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man. So I met this girl online, and we've been talking a lot, and I'm at a point where I really kind of want something serious, and she's really been into me, and we had
Where online? Was it a dating site or was it Tinder?
It was Tinder, but this girl is not like a crazy ass.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah, but so anyway, she asked me about my ex-girlfriend, and I told her this serious shit that happened and how it all ended. And then she felt kind of bad because I actually went into detail, and then she could tell I kind of got bummed out. So she told me about where her ex-boyfriend and his best friend, she was a virgin. They ended up fucking, like, holding her down and tying her up and raping her.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And I'm at the point now where, like, she's a good girl, but I'm kind of, like, freaked out to even tamper with her because I'm not a bad dude, but I don't think that's any of my I don't think that's my forte.
Wait, hold on. She was raped, right, by her, and you're worried that that's going to bleed into your relationship, the damage from that?
Yeah, well, it's kind of more so of a thing where she's really into me, and I just don't. I think with how that's fucked her up, I don't think that I'm the kind of guy that could cater to her needs.
Well, how has it presented itself to you so far?
Well, it kind of flip-flopped. Like, nothing's really changed between us, except I'm kind of freaked out, you know? Like, at first I was like, man, why, goddamn, she's really fucking into me.
So wait, you're the one having trouble with it. Has it, like, just because she was raped doesn't mean she can't be a good girlfriend or a normal girlfriend. I mean, has she done anything where you're like, oh no, that's the rape affecting her, or is it just your fear of dealing with her?
It's my fear. It's like I was kind of confused, but I was kind of excited that she was all into me like she is.
Right.
And now, like, she's told me all that shit, and now I'm just kind of weirded out by it because I think she needs someone. I think she thinks I can cater to her emotions, and I'm not a fucking dirtbag.
I'm not saying you are, but what do you mean cater to her emotions? Like, what emotions would she have that you couldn't cater to?
Well, just in the sense of, like, her kind of being clingy with me as she is. At first, I was like, cool. What I'm saying is, I don't think I'm like I would be good for her after hearing about all the shit she's gone on, because I think she'd be really dependent on me.
But is that, like, here's what I think you're doing, and I think you're being sincere, but you're telling yourself that you don't think you'd be good for her. You're acting like it's concern for her, when the reality is the fact that she was raped bothers you. And I don't know if it makes you feel like she's dirty or she's damaged in the sense that she's, you know, because the other guy held her down and fucked her, and you don't want to date someone who some other guy held down and fucked, or whatever it is you're feeling about it. But it sounds to me like you're the one that has the issue with it, and it's not that you're afraid you can't deal with her. It's or that you're not right for her. It's the fact that you don't think you can deal with the fact she was raped. Because you're saying, I'm concerned I'm not the guy for her. I'm concerned that I can't give her what she needs. But very rarely are we that altruistic.
Well, she's never even, like, had a drink in her life, and I knew this. That's what kind of, like, intrigued me about her when I first met her. Right, but it's turned into a thing now where I feel like she needs someone who can really fucking cater to her, and I just don't feel like I'm that guy, knowing everything I know now. But I don't want to hurt her.
Well, you just got to treat her like a person then. You know, you don't take the fact that she was raped and treat her like she's a fucking, you know, like you got to wear a fucking hazmat suit. She's just a person. She was raped. She had a horrible experience. But, you know, the worst thing you can do is treat a rape victim differently than you would treat any other person. I mean, again, unless she's acting a certain way because she was raped and she needs your help, then it's different. But if she's just being her and you're overthinking it because you know this fact, maybe you shouldn't overthink it, or at least be real honest with yourself about what the issue is. Because if you're saying that. Because you haven't said anything to me which says, oh wow, she's being clingy, or oh wow, she has some fucked up needs that this poor guy can't mention. She needs therapy. All you're saying is she got raped and it bugs me. Like, to yourself. So if her being raped bothers you and you don't think you can handle it, or you don't think that you cannot look at her without thinking of that, I mean, don't say that to her, but at least tell yourself that, and don't say, I don't think I can support the fragile gal.
Well, you probably are right.
Well, maybe it's a combination of those things.
It probably is. Say what?
Maybe it's a combination of those things.
Yeah, I think it's something subconscious yeah, you're probably right, man.
Yeah, I'm just going again. That's just something you haven't told me. Just from hearing that, give it a shot anyway. What's the worst that can happen? You don't last. So what? If you like her, you like her.
Yeah. Have you ever been with a girl that's like dealt with some serious shit? Like, I mean, that's the only time she ever had sex. She was raped.
Have I ever not dealt with a girl like that? Any girl that's attracted to me is because I represent trauma. I'm a trauma magnet. But yeah, I'm understanding about that stuff too. Like, I've had girls, one girl I knew who was molested by her father, and her turn on was she wanted to call you daddy while she sucked your dick. Now, that's obviously a trauma reenactment.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Then there's girls that handle it differently. I mean, but yeah, I have. And
I mean, did you kind of like that though, or was it just creepy?
It was a little creepy. I did do it, but I didn't. She's 28 years old. But I'm like, if that's the way she handles it, and that's what I didn't know that at first. Like, when we first started doing it, it was kind of dirty, and then someone told me this was what the story was. Or did I know it at first? I don't remember. It's so many years ago. Actually, I don't want to lie. I may have actually known it at first. But whatever. She was an adult, and she handled it how she handled it.
Yeah.
She made it part of her sexual nature, I guess. Maybe that's sick. I don't know. But that was how she handled it.
So maybe just don't overthink it.
Yeah, just see how she treats you. That's all.
All right, Jimmy. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man. Take care.
You too, bud.
All right. What's Nick in Washington? You want your wife to suck your prick?
Yes.
Hey, how long you married?
Well, we're married legally by law, considering we've been together for so long.
Oh, common law.
Well, we've been together for 13 years and we have a kid, so technically we're married. Can I suck your dick for a second?
No, thank you.
No. I mean, like, I want to tell you that I love you, and
thank you.
Oh yeah, everything that you say makes me happy. Anyways,
thank you, Nick.
My wife used to. I used to fuck her face. Like, I used to put her upside down, drill her in the throat, and she just stopped. And
did it happen after the kid?
Yeah, it did happen after the kid. Yeah,
that might have something to do with it. Maybe she's more worried about being a mom than a sexual toy. Like, what I mean? I'm not saying that you're wrong to want to fuck her throat, but maybe that's how she... Did you ever ask her? What'd she say?
Yeah, I have. And the thing is she plans for it all the time. She's like, oh, we'll do it tonight. And then it just never happens. I'm like,
yeah,
she's like, oh, my head hurts, or my stomach aches, or,
Yeah, I mean, let me ask you a question. Have you put weight on?
Wow. Yes, I have.
Do you think that she's not as attracted to you as she used to be? Or does your dick not smell as good as it should? I mean, I don't know the answer to this.
I keep a clean dick.
Okay.
I can say that. I'm pretty confident with my cock.
Maybe is she as attracted to you as she used to be?
Yeah.
Well, you should ask her. Make sure. Just ask her. And that may not be the issue. But sometimes when we change physically, because we always put women get fat and they have a kid, and maybe she's seeing you guys as more of a domesticated couple and not a raw lust animal fuck couple. But, sometimes they get unattracted to us because of how we look too. So just see if that's the issue. She won't come right out and say it. But fish around a little bit. If she's not sucking your dick, maybe she's mad at you for something and that's her way of telling you. Sometimes that happens too.
I don't know. I think it might just be the weight then. Man, that's pretty on point.
Yeah, maybe it is. See, try losing a little bit and see if she does it more.
Yeah. I love everything you do. Thank you so much.
All right, Nick. Good luck. Good luck with you and your penis. I hope it gets nice and wet. All right.
No.
Take care, man. Let's see here. How about Ron in Michigan? What's up, buddy?
Jimmy.
Hey, man.
This is an honor.
Thank you.
I bought tickets for your September 26th show back in February.
Thank you.
I will introduce myself. Plus, trust me, I'm going to buy merch. All I ask is, could you please, you and Club Soda Kenny, take a picture with me?
Yes, we will. We'll be outside selling merch probably. So, yes, I will absolutely take a photo with you.
That's all I ask. I've been a fan of you, Opie and Anthony, for years, so thank you. That's all I ask.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you being a fan. I will see you there, okay?
You will see me. I'll be the guy with a gray and blonde ponytail.
All right. Just say hello at the end because I will forget.
I know.
Bye-bye. Andrew in Illinois, young comic, want to find your voice. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, hey, I appreciate you taking my call, Jimmy. I've been doing stand-up for about 2 years now, and I noticed when I sit down and write a joke, my initial reaction to it is vastly different from how I portray it on stage. I'm just wondering, is there anything in particular you would recommend that I do to kind of help me find my voice? I don't expect it to happen overnight, but
what do you mean your reaction to it? I'm not sure what you mean.
So, I might be sitting around with some buddies and say something that, was just kind of off the cuff, and I think, okay, well, there's potential for a joke there, and I'll sit down and kind of work around it, and my writing process is like I'll crack myself up, I'll crack my friends up, whoever I'm around while I'm writing, and my initial reaction, the visceral reaction I have to whatever that topic might be, is always way funnier, I guess,
sure,
than when I portray it on stage.
Well, the relationship with friends, dude, is different than the relationship with the audience, as you know. And here's my suggestion, and here's how you find your voice. You just continue performing. And that really is the only way to do it. Like, it's a real process of elimination. It's, trial by fire, as they say. You're going on stage with a bunch of ideas and jokes, and you're really just taking batting practice. That's what being on stage with these open mics and these new talent nights and emceeing is. Someone's throwing you pitches. You're having a major league pitcher throw pitches, and you're up there inexperienced, and you just got to keep trying to hit them. So that's the way it is with an audience, because you'll find what stance works for you, what swing works for you, and all that shit by continually taking swings. That's how it is with performing. Night after night, show after show, bomb after bomb, good joke after good joke. You'll start to find the pattern, and all of a sudden you'll understand the feel of your cadence and of how your jokes that work. And then half the time you'll still get that wrong, like I still do. But it's all just, you never get it 100%, but it really is just, going on every night, and that's how you become better. There really is no way to do it other than that.
All right, I appreciate it, Jimmy.
But the fact that you care about it and you question it and that you want to do it, Andrew, means you're on the right road and you just keep going. That's a good sign that you're concerned with that, okay?
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Be good. Rick in California with an important question. What's up, Rick? I only have 3 minutes.
Hey, what's up, Jim? I just want to say, big fan, man. I love you. I love your comedy. And I have a Chip question, though. This question's for Chip. If Chip was Donald Trump's running mate, his vice president, what kind of policies would Chip want to incorporate into this whole business?
Probably everybody's got to have a certain kind of hairdo.
How about immigration? Immigration.
Do you get it? The hair jokes. Or how about this? When immigrants come, President Trump will go, "You're fired." Fuck yeah. Home run Donald. See you. Healthcare. Fucking healthcare. Chip care. Donald care. Everybody care. Little wordplay, Yoma. I'm too good. All right, I got 2 minutes. I got to go, Rick. I'll see you later.
All right.
All right, goodbye. Oh, this silliness. Oh, this chip just gets me all over the place. Jamie, I only got 2 minutes, buddy. Advice on recovery from pain addiction. Painkiller. What's up?
Hi, Jim. My name is Jamie. I'm calling from New York. I just want to say, big fan also. I happened to catch you,
Thank you.
at the Comedy Cellar over the summer. You were just there, you know. But I have a question, right? So I've been clean like 13 years. I'm in a 12-step program. And one of my sponsees just told me that even though, like, she's been celebrating and she makes meetings and I've actually gotten her a job with me, that she's been on Suboxone. So I was just wondering, I mean, I know, you know, in the program that I'm in, you're not supposed to be on any kind of narcotic replacement. But I really don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I mean, I even got this girl a job with me, like, you know.
Let me ask you. Only because I have 1 minute left. Does she do the job that you got her to do? Does she perform well?
Oh, yeah. She's an awesome employee.
And all you can do is this. I don't know enough about that.
But as her sponsee, as her sponsor.
I know what you mean. I know. What I'm saying is the job is a separate issue. All you can do is be honest. If you don't think that she's sober because she's on that, and you think that she should change her date, then you should tell her that. Again, I don't know enough about. I know that what that drug is, but I don't know enough about how that affects recovery because it's just. Like you said, that's the area that I'm not as much involved in. But if you're saying that you're not supposed to be on anything in that to be considered clean and sober, then you should at least tell her that. How she handles it is up to her. She may go, hey, you're wrong. Okay, fine. Then just I don't know if you should continue sponsoring her and talking to her and learning from her delusion, or just be a friend and stick by her. But if you got her the job, look, you got it for her under the best of intentions. And if she's doing the job and it's not affecting her job, I wouldn't fire her. Because, again, the last thing you need to do is to fire someone who might be, you know, close to being in deep trouble if they're not doing anything that deserves being fired. Hello? Oh, well, we have to wrap up. Jamie's gone. Maybe she got bored with my answer. I don't blame you, Jamie. I bore myself. Okay, are we still on the air? I got to wrap up. Sorry, guys. I'll see you next week, unless we're off the air and I've been shot and I don't know it. Maybe I'm dead.